All right, greetings everyone. I'm just doing this impromptu video. I'm not really sure how long it's going to last. It was going to start out as like a TikTok video, but I found a whole website. And of course, there's probably many more websites that are available, but I found this website and it's called Campaign for Safe Cosmetics. And that's because I was looking at um, some videos on YouTube this week concerning cosmetics. Of course, most people know by now that cosmetics are toxic. For those of you that don't know, yes, cosmetics are toxic. They contain heavy metals, all kinds of chemicals that are unsafe for you. Yet and still, people are just um, keeping these cosmetic companies in business, not understanding the long term effects that you don't necessarily see right now, but are being stored in your body only to come out later on and cause you debilitating diseases like cancer. Um, and it's unfortunate that our youth don't really see anything except for the here and now. So we have to be diligent in sounding the alarm for them, because if they are not taking heed to that advice now um, concerning change, then they won't be around to even see children or grandchildren, or who knows what the after effects or the adverse effects are from individual to individual. Of course, science and studies show us in some of these reports what issues people are actually dealing with. But we're going to look into some of these topics here. And I see here they have something: non-toxic Black beauty project, safe cosmetic resources for Black women and girls. Well, you have to wonder, like, why are they targeting Black women and girls? Is it because the industry itself has targeted Black women and girls and really been out there discounting who we are, making us feel that we need to look a certain way to fit in? Therefore, we have to purchase these products such as cosmetics, wigs, just eyelashes, fingernail polish, and all this different stuff just to fit in, just to assimilate. Um, Maybe, but I guess we're going to look into that. Another thing that we have to know is these cosmetics put heavy metals into our bodies. Now, there's many different ways that we can get heavy metals into our body, including the environment that we're in. There's so much toxicity in the environment, just way too much to count. Also, different foods and things that are not food, we obtain heavy metals in our body. And of course, like I said, the cosmetics, the lipsticks, the eyeliners, the foundations, the uh, mascaras, all these different things. You don't think that they'll necessarily have anything harmful in them. The most thing people usually worry about is like acne or breakouts. They don't necessarily, or even allergies. Some people will talk about allergies, but they're not thinking about the heavy metal deposits that are being put into their bodies, which is very important. And we have to be mindful of that. So, what I also would like to say, without a doubt, we have to be mindful of, on our platform, we talk about parasites all the time. And so, you got to know also that parasites feed on heavy metals. So, they're in your body multiplying and just eating all this stuff up. And that's a problem, because again, parasites are the foundational issue of any sickness and disease that is in your body. And enough people are not talking about that. We hear about parasite cleanses now. It's like it's trending, but why is it trending just now? Like, parasites have been here. You hear a lot of people talking about health and wellness. You hear people talking about toxicity and bad food, and just different things like that. But you, in times past, didn't hear anybody talking about parasites, and doctors have definitely known about them. And people who are from foreign countries, apparently, they know about them too. And we are supposed to be the most developed country in the world, yet our doctors are telling us that parasites and parasite infections don't happen here. It's such a stock answer that they give, yet people are dying from these different diseases, multiple sclerosis, cancers, Lou Gehrig's disease, Alzheimer's, all these different things because of parasitic infection. And I mentioned this before that studies have been done on the dead bodies of people, individuals, and they have found wormholes in the brains of people who have been diagnosed with these things like Alzheimer's and particularly multiple sclerosis. So, because of parasitic infection and the lack of knowledge about parasitic infection, people are suffering through many things. And of course, sometimes you don't know about these things till later. But that's why we have to talk about these toxic things right now so that we're aware of them. And it's one thing to be aware and not, well, it's one thing to not be aware. And then it's another thing to be aware and decide to not do anything about it, to just kind of put your head in the sand. Well, you won't be able to say I didn't tell you, because I'm definitely telling you. And, on top of changing what it is that you are consuming, you should also be changing what it is that you are putting on your body and your children's body and your family. I'll say your family's body. We don't want to exclude anybody, your family's body, the things that you're using and purchasing to nurture your family's skin and, these types of things, because the skin, of course, is the largest organ of the body. And we have to be mindful of what is going on it and what is going in it. So again, this website that I'm looking at is safecosmetics.org. And that one section, non-toxic Black beauty project, safe cosmetic resources for Black women and girls, cosmetic safety reform enacted, and chemicals of concern. I'm going to see if this is where I was, because when I was actually on the site, it was kind of a random Google search and it took me exactly where I wanted to go. So we'll see this, if this is the same spot. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is. Maybe not. We'll see. But if not, I can go to my phone. It's the same site, but a different spot. Let's see. Let me scroll to the top. Chemicals. Let's see. Does this look the same? Let's see. Okay, yeah, because the top of this is lead and heavy metals. Okay, let me type in lead and heavy metals and see if that pops up. If not, okay. All right, so we'll go right here. Okay. They have a good search engine. So it says lead and other heavy metals. Heavy metals like lead, arsenic, mercury, aluminum, zinc, chromium, and iron are found in a wide variety of personal care products, including lipstick, whitening, toothpaste, eyeliner, and nail color. Some metals are intentionally added as ingredients, while others are contaminants. Exposure to metals has been linked to health concerns, including reproductive, immune, and nervous system toxicity. What are heavy metals? It goes into what heavy metals are. And then let's see. Where do you find the heavy metals? Lip products, whitening, toothpaste, eyeliner, nail color, foundation, sunscreen, eyeshadow, blush, concealer, moisturizer, and eye drops. What to look for in the labels: lead acetate, chromium, thimerosal, hydrogenated cottonseed oil, sodium hexametaphosphate. And it says products that contain contaminant metals will not list them on the ingredient labels. So, wow, how would you know? And it says health concerns. Lead is a potential impurity in many colored cosmetics, including lipstick. Lead is a well-known and proven neurotoxin that has been linked to learning, language, and behavioral problems. Because of this, lead has been eliminated from gasoline and paint in the United States, which has resulted in considerably reduced exposure in the past several decades. Lead has been linked to reduced fertility in both men and women, hormonal changes, and menstrual irregularities. Pregnant women are especially vulnerable because lead crosses the placenta and may enter the fetal brain and has also been linked to miscarriage. Pre-adolescents are also at risk as lead has been linked to a delay in onset of puberty in girls and the development of testes in boys. So how many children do we see that are like overly developed? Like you see some little kids and you think, oh, they're kind of chubby or whatever. No, it's a health concern. It's more than just obesity and eating. It's a lead issue. It's toxicity. So we have to be mindful of that. And there are ways to get testing. You got to get tested from your doctor. Now, you may have to kind of get a little crazy with the doctor demanding things because they don't really like to know that you know certain stuff unless you go to a naturopathic doctor. And in some states, a naturopathic doctor is not really considered a doctor because they're not licensed in some states, which is terrible. The next step would be a functional medicine doctor. But if you have a good doctor that is really open to your concerns, they will go ahead and get these tests for you. Okay, so also there's mercury. Mercury is linked to nervous system toxicity as well as reproductive, immune, and respiratory toxicity, and is recognized environmentally and oh no, let me start. And is a recognized environmental health concern by numerous national and international government bodies. A 2013 study suggests mercury may also disrupt thyroid hormones. Mercury is found in thimerosal, which is a mercury-based preservative. Mercury is particularly hazardous during fetal development and is readily absorbed by the skin. Neither mercury nor thimerosal is common as a direct ingredient or impurity, but the high toxicity of this metal means that the presence of mercury in any cosmetic is a concern. In 2013, the United States ratified the Minamata Convention, which will curb mercury emitted from coal-fired power plants and household appliances, but fails to restrict the metal in mascara. Wow. Other metals, aluminum-based compounds vary in their toxicity, but some are linked to neurotoxicity, developmental and reproductive toxicity, and cancer. Chromium is strongly linked to immune and respiratory toxicity, as well as systematic toxicity. Animal studies show tumor formation at low doses. Some metals or metal compounds, such as titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, show little evidence of toxicity in their natural forms. However, when these ingredients are turned into nanoparticles, they may be toxic when inhaled or absorbed through the skin. Very little research has verified the safety of nanoparticles, which physical properties change when the particles become that small. Well, they minimize things sometimes, but if they're saying that, little research has verified things, I think that there's been studies done, but they can't really publish anything because they don't have anything concrete that they have put together. But if they're studying it and they're telling us all this information, most likely there's a problem. Nanoparticles, you're breathing them in, and you already know that there's a problem with the toxicity all encompassing of these products. So why would the nanoparticles of the product, bring them in, not cause you a problem? And, you just look at everybody today. Everybody today is just inundated and overwhelmed with these makeup tutorials, and you have people that don't look like themselves anymore because they have on all this special makeup. And it is just, honestly, it's witchcraft. It really is, because the person doesn't look like themselves anymore. And not only that, now they are making their bodies even more toxic by slathering this stuff on top. And they don't understand it's being absorbed into their system. But yeah. So again, this is safecosmetics.org. I encourage you to look this up. It tells you how to avoid this, all these things. Of course, the best avoidance would be not to wear makeup. And I'm going to go into the scripture because, I've repeated this over and over again, but Azazel, which is a fallen angel, he taught women to paint their faces. Let me see if I can find it here. Azazel is one of the leaders of the rebellious watchers in the time preceding the flood. He taught men the art of warfare, of making swords, knives, shields, and coats of mail, and taught women the art of deception by ornamenting the body, dyeing the hair, and painting the face and the eyebrows. So, this is fallen angel syndrome, basically. So what are we following when we wear all this stuff? It has nothing to do with femininity or even beauty, because this is fallen angel lessons, and we should not want to go after fallen angel lessons at all. And if you look at everything today concerning the LGBT and all of that stuff that is just overwhelmingly ridiculous. You have these males who are dressed up as women. But if you look at women today, because they're wearing so much makeup, they look just like them. And you can't really tell them apart at times. Just by looking at them, I should say, you can't really tell them apart. So I would say go ahead and study this. And again, just remember all of these heavy metals, parasites that are already in your body live off of these heavy metals. They like them. So our goal should be to get rid of them. Stop using this makeup and just clear your body, clear your mind. One day we'll talk about the hair, I guess, because the hair industry we know is owned by other people, but that hair is so toxic. It's just not something that we should be having on our body. And remember, your skin is the largest organ of your body. And so we're definitely tampering with that. And it should be something that we don't want to do anymore. But yeah, go ahead and check that article out. Cosmetics is definitely something that we need to stop utilizing. They do have some safe cosmetics, but I have not really opened up that information yet. So until then, I would say just don't wear cosmetics. Don't really wear them at all. Because I know that the FDA has a certain amount that people don't have to report. So just because it says that that's not in there, it doesn't mean that it's not in there. So I would say just stay away from it. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that little bit for now. And yeah, hopefully we get some feedback and we can rediscuss this again later. But now I just, like I said, just wanted to bring it to you real quick. But I'm your sister SiSi. Thank you so much for joining me.